Ellie Young claims dirty makeup brushes at a photo shoot gave her a nasty case of pink eye. Avery Torres says the plaintiff has no one to blame but herself and is countersuing for slander.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Sean. Good day, everyone. This is the case of Young versus Torres. Ms. Young, you are suing Ms. Torres in the amount of $1,760 for medical expenses and lost wages.
Yes.
What happened?
I recently worked with makeup artist Miss Avery Torres on set. On set, she used contaminated and unsanitized, unsanitary makeup brushes, and from which I contracted pink eye, a very severe case of pink eye.
Oh, my
I had to
goodness.
go to the hospital. Yes, so I incurred medical expenses. I could not work for 3 weeks, had to decline multiple job offers. I am suing her for the compensation.
So, Ms. Torres, Ms. Young has just asserted that you don't sterilize your brushes as a professional. Is that true?
No, Your Honor, it's not true, and
What's
she
your
knows it's
response
not
to her
true.
claim?
My response is I am countersuing for slander because of your false accusations. She took it upon herself to go onto social media, tell the world that no one should ever hire me again, and because of that, I lost a 5-day gig that was paying me $350 a day. I lost $1,750 because of her accusations that were false.
Take me to that day. How is it that you come to realize that the brushes are not sanitized? Were you, as she was working on you, were you watching the fact that she was using them on other people?
So we started shooting, and we had a 15-minute break to get our heads back in the groove and do touch-ups. So Ms. Torres was doing touch-ups on all the models. She went around. I watched her with the same makeup brushes, including myself. That is not proper procedure for a makeup artist on set. They are meant to use different makeup brushes or sanitize the brushes in between models.
Ms. Torres, were you going model to model to model with the same brush?
No, Your Honor, I was not.
Yes.
That is a
Yes,
bold-faced
she was.
lie,
Yes,
and you know
she
it.
was.
Do you have proof of that?
Ask anyone on set, and I saw it.
Why didn't you report her on the set? Why'd you wait till you got pink eye?
Because we were doing a job. I had to keep doing the job. It
No,
seemed
you didn't.
unprofessional to take the time to do that.
That would be risking your safety if you allowed a makeup artist to use unsanitary brushes for the entire day and you as a seasoned actress knew that.
Yes, Your Honor, perhaps I should have stopped and brought her improper, unsanitary use of the brushes to someone's attention, but I just
My
wanted to
brushes
do a
weren't
good
unsanitary.
job.
I know how you got
I just
pink eye.
wanted,
It wasn't the
excuse me,
brushes.
I'm
Your
speaking
Honor,
right
I
now.
know
Please
how
do
she
not
got pink
override
eye.
me.
It
I just
was
wanted
not
to
the
do a good
brushes.
job,
All right,
and I
one
felt
at a
rushed.
time.
And so we were on break, and I just wanted to do a good job, and I felt rushed. And I
Tell her
knew
what you
that
did all
time
right.
is money on set.
Time is money, right? But an injury that you're saying you suffered,
Yes.
that's your time and your money. Because
Absolutely
you have to
it
heal
is, yes.
and lose money to do that. So if you see someone doing something unsanitary that could cause harm to you
Yes.
or other members of the team, and you are the seasoned actor, or even if you didn't want to necessarily, get her in trouble, did you
Right.
say to her ever, hey, don't use the same brushes on everyone?
I let her know the next day. I went to the hospital where I was diagnosed with a pink eye. And by the way, I do have a photo of the
I'd
evidence
like
of
to
pink
see
eye.
that.
Would you like to?
Your
Thank
Honor,
you,
I know
thank
how
you.
she got that pink eye, and I can tell
and
you that's
I
not
sent
correct.
her a
Let's
text
get
message.
some order. Let's get some order. Both of you talking at the same time.
Thank
I
you.
can't hear both of you
Sorry,
at
Your
the same
Honor.
time. Let me look at the evidence first. This is your eye, pink, obviously.
Severe case, yes.
And you say this developed the day after you had your makeup done by Miss Torres.
Yes, I went to sleep and woke up, and I could barely open my eye, my left eye. It was crusty.
And because you went into
I
my
couldn't
bag
see.
and stole eyeliner from my bag. Did she tell you that part, Your Honor?
She
No.
did not tell me
No.
that part. Miss Torres, what is your assertion?
So when we were doing the shoot, the photographer made it very clear to me that he did not want eyeliner on the models. That was not the look he's going for, which makes sense because it's a photographer's shoot, so they can say what they'd like to do. She told me that she wanted eyeliner. I made it very clear that that's not what the photographer wanted, and she was very unhappy about that. In fact, when we got onto set and we were shooting, she was having a meltdown, saying that
I
she
was not
couldn't.
having a
You were saying that
meltdown.
you couldn't
That
get in
is
the
an
zone,
accusation. I was not
unlike the
having a
other models,
meltdown at
because
all.
you didn't like
You can
how
ask
you
One
look.
at a time.
Yeah, let
One
me
at a
finish.
time.
Okay.
So the director thought it would be a great idea if we all took a break. During that break, I went to the bathroom. When I came back from the bathroom, my makeup bag was open with eyeliner right outside of it. At first, I didn't think anything of it, but then I saw her come out of the bathroom with eyeliner on, so I knew it was obviously her. And I went up to her afterwards, actually, and I told her, I said, using eyeliner that's been on someone else isn't sterile. That's why I wasn't using it on any of the models. And it wouldn't have been an issue if she hadn't gone in my personal belongings, taken out makeup without my permission, and put it on herself, which is just unheard of in this business. For someone who's been doing this for 15 years.
So you're admitting you went in her bag and got the eyeliner?
Absolutely.
Coming up.
The kit is for professional use for the working models right then. If I thought that were personal belongings, that's one thing. But these are personal belongings.
Listen. When I'm talking, neither of you speak.
Sorry, Your Honor.
And later.
He gave me an inspection from his own mechanic, and it said, that everything was fine, all the boxes were checked. I wanted to just move forward with the vehicle, but then he had to bring up, which was very awkward for me. He said, "Oh yeah, I knew you in high school, and you stood me up."
We're back with a dispute between Ellie Young and Avery Torres over a nasty eye infection.
It can't be very common for you to go in a professional makeup artist kit on your own without asking them.
The kit is for professional use for the working models right then. If I thought that were personal belongings, that's one thing. But these are personal belongings.
Listen. When I'm talking, neither of you speak.
Sorry,
Your Honor, sorry.
Has anybody else said they got pink eye from the brush that you said she was using?
I haven't been in contact with them. As far as I know, they have not. But the eyeliner was necessary, and it is common to go into.
Says you.
Because those are professional kits.
Was that in a bag?
It was in a bag, yes. It was in a bag for set use, for the set,
Did you
for the
have
shoot.
to unzip the bag and get to it?
I did, yes. Because this is her makeup that she's using on all of us.
My makeup.
And by the way, this is my look, eyeliner. I'm booked for that. This
You're
is
a
why I
model.
work so often.
You do what the director wants.
My eyes.
Ladies. Now, Ms. Young, I don't know why you up in here trying to act like a brush gave you pink eye.
Because it did.
When you are admitting you went in a zipped bag and used an eyeliner that you cannot confirm had been sterilized.
Perhaps I should have done that, but I just felt like it was proper to just continue on and let the shoot go on and just do my best.
And also go into zip bags and use eyeliners that you did not ask permission to use.
Like I said, eyeliner is my look. This is what I'm booked for.
Did you bring your own
eyeliner?
If you get
this is my
booked
look.
for eyeliner, did you bring your own eyeliner?
I did not bring my own eyeliner, but I got booked for my look. I was told not to bring any makeup. I was told to show up bare-faced. I asked the photographer beforehand. He said he had one of his best makeup artists.
Now, see, this is where, Miss Young, I think I understand why you won't stop talking. Because I think it's because you think if you overtalk the situation, I will somehow understand your position, even though it was absolutely wrong.
Oh, but
No, it was. There is no reason to go in a zipped bag of anyone's, anywhere, on set or off.
Professional
Stop
tools.
talking. There is no reason. The moment you unzipped that bag and took that eyeliner out, you played at your own risk.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
You did. But
that
guess
kit
what?
is there
Guess
to be
what?
used. For,
Guess what?
I made the shoot better by putting the eyeliner on.
Guess
it brought it. We didn't have another
what?
break. We shot.
Miss Young, you're not going to convince me.
This is the truth. I'm speaking the truth.
You're speaking your truth, which is unfortunately not what this court deems to be credible. You wasting everybody's time.
No, I totally disagree.
No. Yes, you are.
She practices
Miss
improper
Young,
procedures.
I'm done
She
with
could
you.
harm
I'm
other
done
people.
with you talking. I'm done with you talking. You went in the bag. You unzipped the bag. You used an eyeliner that she said she did not have a chance to sterilize because she used it the night before. And because of that, you got yourself in a world of trouble. And instead of just learning that lesson and taking that lesson, you want to blame it on someone that did the professional thing by having the eyeliner zipped up. It is for that reason the judgment is for the defendant for $1,750, because I know you put the post up to be spiteful. So therefore
she should
you
have labeled
no.
You told everyone not to hire me.
Who knows, maybe
this
all
is
of
my
her- all of her
livelihood.
kids
This is my
are
job, not a
sterilized.
joke.
All of her brushes, all of her eyeliner
Ladies.
sterilized.
You're wrong. You should not have made a post that was that irresponsible, that could affect her livelihood, when you had no reason to be sure whether it was the brush or the eyeliner, and considering the fact that pink eye occurs within the eye. So therefore, the judgment is for the defendant for $1,750. You pay her and stay out of other people's things. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff owes $1,750.
Hope you've learned a lesson.
You know what?
Now you know
you
better.
got away with something.
For someone
and you know
so
you did.
seasoned, you
are
don't even
so
know that you're not supposed to go through
unprofessional.
people's
you
bags.
Speak
Okay, well, the
unprofessionally.
judge thinks differently,
You know,
so
who knows
keep
who else
going.
you're going to contaminate?
Keep ruining people's careers.
Coming up,
He gave me an inspection from his own mechanic, and it said, that everything was fine, all the checks, all the boxes were checked. I wanted to just move forward with the vehicle, but then he had to bring up, which was very awkward for me. He said, "Oh yeah, I knew you in high school, and you stood me up."
Susan McDaniels claims her former classmate sold her a lemon because she stood him up in high school. Donald Rodriguez says the car worked fine and was sold as is.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of McDaniels versus Rodriguez. Ms. McDaniels, you are suing Mr. Rodriguez for $9,700. You say he sold you a car that was already damaged. Is that correct?
Yes.
What happened?
So I was in the market for a vehicle, and I went online, and I saw a post that the defendant had put up. It was a 2016 Honda. He gave me an inspection from his own mechanic, and it said, that everything was fine, all the checks, all the boxes were checked. So I was under the impression that it was a fine car.
Okay.
Then I wanted to just move forward with the vehicle, but then he had to bring up, which was very awkward for me. He said, "Oh yeah, I knew you in high school, and you stood me up."
What did that have to do with anything, Mr. Rodriguez?
It was harmless. I swear there was nothing.
And so you had a car for sale, 2016 Honda.
Yes, ma'am.
And you decided to buy it.
Yes, I
That
decided
day
to do
or
it.
another day?
That day.
So you paid him $9,000.
Correct.
So you negotiated a little bit.
No, I paid the $9,000. The $9,700 that I'm in pursuant of is for the damage that was already done to the vehicle that I had to then pay for to fix.
So tell me what happens. You paid $9,000. That's what he was asking for. What happens to the point where it breaks down?
I'm in my driveway and I go to turn the ignition and it flutters a little bit. So there's like this hesitation between the car turning on and like actually the engine running. I called him a lot and he did not call me back. I have to call my mechanic, and so he comes and we tow the truck to my mechanic at Conway Auto Body.
There was an issue with the starter. I see this here.
Yes, exactly. The
So
starter
you
was
paid
dead.
$700 for that.
Yes, I needed a car to get around to and from work. I needed it to just get done, so I paid for it, and we got the starter installed.
Mr. Rodriguez, did you know there was something wrong with the starter when you sold Miss McDaniels the car?
Your Honor, I have a mechanic. He did a full diagnostic on the car, and there was nothing wrong with the car. So this is news for me.
Coming up,
I text him and I say, "Hello, I have installed a new starter into this car because it is damaged and now I have to fix it. I want to just give this car back and get my money back."
we're back with former classmates Susan McDaniels and Donald Rodriguez, who are fighting over a defective car.
The issue with the starter happened how many days after you left from his house?
The next day the flutter began, and then 2 weeks is when it actually died. But my mechanic did let me know that there are signs before this happens, that there's fluttering, there's gears turning, there's ticking, there's smoking sometimes, there's evidence before this happens.
Do either of you have the actual bill of sale or the receipt? Were you selling this car as is, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a bill of sale or any type of receipt?
We do
Show that-
have that it's as is.
All right, so you know that he was selling the car as is.
I do, but I was under a false impression because that checklist is not accurate. There was a problem with the starter and it's been going on long before these 2 week span.
So You have a diagnostic report from your mechanic that basically says that everything is in working order on the car.
Yes, ma'am.
So when she calls you and says something's going on with the starter, what do you say?
I'm going to be honest with you. I reached out to her and I told her my mechanic can look at it for free, you know, nothing, no charges or anything, and she'd rather go with her mechanic. So that kind of got
Your
me
Honor,
a little
may I?
suspicious.
Okay, so once I install that starter, then I text him and I say, hello, I have installed a new starter into this car because it is damaged and now I have to fix it. I want to just give this car back and get my money back. And then he proceeds to text me back and say, sorry, who is this again? Pretends to not know me.
I wasn't
Oh,
pretending.
after he said he knew you from high school.
Yes.
I wasn't pretending.
So you thought he was being shady. You thought he was trying to avoid you.
Absolutely. Honestly, I think he sold me this car because he knew it was me because I stood him up in high school.
Your Honor.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Willing to take it over to his mechanic, you could have got him to put the starter in.
I understand
And
that,
then
Your
you
Honor.
wouldn't be here.
The thing is, after I got the starter in, then that next day, there was Christmas lights all over my car with the check engine light and the steering fluid light and the oil light. I didn't know what else was going to happen to this
Miss
vehicle.
McDaniels, I hate to tell you that, but this story you just told in court is unbelievable. There is no car that needs a starter that the next time it's Christmas lights. But the fact that this car all of a sudden one day needs a starter and then the next day everything else is broken on it is almost unbelievable. However, if that did happen to you, I'm sorry, because under the law, if he sells a car as is, then that's what it is. Unfortunately, I have to dismiss your claim today, and my judgment is for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed. Lauren Williams claims she sent her son to a neighborhood birthday party and he came home with a dental emergency. Sasha Brenner claims the plaintiff's son was misbehaving and no one else got hurt.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good morning. This is the case of Williams versus Brenner. Ms. Williams, you are suing Ms. Brenner for $1,850 for an emergency dental bill. You had to pay dental fees for your son's teeth. They were knocked out at a birthday party.
Yes.
All right, tell the court what happened.
My son went to her daughter's birthday party and she provided a very unsafe environment. He got injured and I want her to pay the bills for it.
How old was she turning?
6.
All right, so 6-year-old birthday party. How old is your son, Ms. Williams?
He is also 6.
All right, 6 years old. How do they know one another?
We live in the same neighborhood.
All right, so you're neighbors. Mm-hmm. So you take your son to the party, what happens?
My son went on his own to the party.
Oh, because it's inside of a neighborhood? What do you do, ride his
Yeah.
bike?
He just walked there.
Oh, just walked. Oh,
Yeah.
Where was the party being held?
Just the communal park area.
In a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Your son just walks over to the birthday party.
Yes.
So how do you find out about his injuries?
When he got home, his 2 teeth were knocked out. I guess he went down the slip and slide.
Which teeth? Did you bring evidence?
Yes, I do have
Let me see that, please.
a picture of his teeth.
Thank you. There you are.
So this is the picture of his teeth. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Ew, that looks like it hurts.
Yes.
All right, so you come home and your son's teeth look like that. Mm-hmm. And what happens? You immediately go, what?
I immediately took him to the dentist. They had to do root canals and put in dental implants.
And so at some point, do you call Ms. Brenner and say, what happened?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
So, Ms. Brenner, I want to come to you. You had the birthday party for your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams' son's teeth get knocked out.
Unfortunately.
Why didn't anybody call her to say, hey, your son had a little accident over here, something happened?
Well, me and one of the moms actually walked Max back over to his house and made sure that we found Miss Williams and let her know, that he got injured.
He walked in and was crying, and he told me everything that went down, and then I called her and talked to her about it.
Okay, so take me to the party, Ms. Brenner. You're having the party. At what point in the party did this accident happen?
This happened more towards the end of the party. I mean, we had been there having a great time. Her son was acting rambunctious, probably because she was not there. So we couldn't control him.
So you didn't stay at the party?
I didn't go to the party.
At all?
No.
Okay. Ms. Williams didn't come. Her son was acting rambunctious. Did anybody have to calm him down?
Yes, several of the parents tried, but he kept saying, you know, you're not my mom, you're not my dad. And so, unfortunately, he had an accident in the slip and slide. He pushed a kid out of the way, and then he just went flying, so there was nothing we could do. We had asked him to be safe.
So the party was a slip and slide party?
Yes, yeah, and so I sent out an invitation, and I gave all the details, letting them know, you know, what was going to happen. So there
Where's
weren't
the
any
invitation?
surprises.
Did you bring it?
Yes, I did.
Let me see that, please. Thank you. So it's a slip and slide birthday bash for Sarah's 6th birthday. Parents are welcome to stay and play. So were there other parents there?
Yes, Your Honor. Every other child had their parent present.
But you just didn't choose to go?
I don't want to be around them. She's very hostile to me in general anyways, and it was already in the community. I felt he would be safe, but apparently not. I expected her to provide a safe environment.
But you knew it was a slip and slide party.
I did know that, but what I didn't know was that she was going to use dish soap as well on the slip and slide, so it's already on a hill, and she added dish soap to it to like extra lubricate it, so it's like a super...
Now it's bubbly
Yes.
and even more slippery. Did you add the dish soap, Ms. Brenner?
I did add some dish soap, yes.
Coming up,
I can tell it's a little chilly between the two of you.
She's a very difficult woman to deal with.
I've never done anything to you.
She's rude and disrespectful to us, as well as flirts openly with our husbands.
Whoa!
and later.
He broke the lease agreement first by not providing me a working washer.
The washer's fine, dryer's fine, nothing, it's working.
So he likes dirty clothes.
I don't understand what's going on.
We're back with Lauren Williams and Sasha Brenner, who are blaming each other for a child's injury.
So I had my clerk look up the directions for a slip and slide just to see how this thing works. Once the drop cloths are secured and in place, you just hook the hose to it and turn on the water. It doesn't say add bubbles.
Okay.
Well, in addition, it was placed, the end of it was placed exactly where the playground equipment was. So that's what he ran into.
So
as
when he
flew
came
down the hill.
sliding down face
Yeah.
first, did he slide down face first? Do you remember?
Yes. Yeah.
He ran into what? You were there.
Yes, he ran into the jungle gym.
Ooh.
So it was an
How
unfortunate.
close did you have this place to the jungle gym?
It wasn't that close. It was just close enough so when the kids came down from the slip and slide, they could go and play on the jungle gym. But it wasn't like right next to it where they could get hurt. I mean, all the other parents were there. None of the other kids got hurt, so I don't understand
But my son,
why we're here today.
He's 40 pounds, soaking wet. He's small. He just zoomed down the slide and ran right into the equipment.
Did it occur to you when he got injured, maybe I should not have used the dishwashing soap?
I really believe it was because he was just being out of control and there was nothing we could do to calm him down.
But when you invite 6-year-olds to a birthday party, isn't it reasonable to assume that there's going to be just a few of them? I know I remember from my son's birthdays. It's always a couple who come and act a fool. So tell me what happens from there.
I immediately took him to get it taken care of and
All
looked
right.
at.
All right, so the exam, root canal, and an implant. All right, totaling $1,850. So I'm gonna ask you, Ms. Brenner, you admit that you had the slip and slide, you add the dishwashing liquid. Why do you think you shouldn't be liable for these medical expenses?
I think that she should have been responsible and had come and watched her own child.
But
I mean,
your party invitation says parents are welcome to stay and play. It doesn't say parents are required to stay.
absolutely, but I can't control every movement the child does.
No, you cannot. And so you believe it was her son's behavior that contributed to his accident that he had because no other child had the same accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you ever give her a call or send her a text and say, hey, you know, your little munchkin is down here wilding out. I think you might want to walk down here. Did you ever do that?
No, I did not.
So he obviously wasn't acting that bad.
He did start pushing other kids out of the way to get into the slip and slide, so it was bound to happen, I guess.
What was bound to happen?
The kid causing himself an accident was bound to happen. I mean, just the way he was running around and pushing people out of the way. It's just a miracle that he didn't get hurt any worse than he did.
So I can tell it's a little chilly between the two of you. What's your relationship like? You said you didn't even want to go to the party, Ms. Williams, because of the way they treated you.
No, and especially her. She's always very hostile towards me. I just don't want to be around that group of women.
Do you all like her, Ms. Brenner?
Your Honor, she's a very difficult woman to deal with, so
I've never done anything to you.
Lauren, you know that you are the bully. You make fun of our children's haircuts and what they wear to school. She's rude and disrespectful to us, as well as flirts openly with our husbands.
Oh, whoa!
Please.
These are some strong
flirted.
allegations. How do you respond, Ms. Williams?
That's ridiculous. I've never flirted with anyone. If I've maybe smiled, been nice.
And you made fun of Lisa's kid's haircut. I mean, I think it's really disrespectful.
I think
and
maybe
rude
she needs to
talk about a child that way. I mean, they're 6 years old. However they want to wear their hair is
I was
fine.
just commenting on it.
Lord have mercy. Okay, order. I wish I had this gavel when I used to be in these mommy groups. You need a gavel in these mommy groups. I don't even want to hear you all bickering back and forth because it just takes me back to a time when I used to hear all that nonsense and I didn't want to hear it then. We have to be the adults in the scenario. You're not going to get along with every person. Every person is not going to be your cup of tea. It is a whole bunch of nonsense. Kids want to play and they want to have fun. To that end, you have to provide a reasonably safe party for those children to enjoy. Slip and slide, okay, that's a toy we all know about. However, you're adding dishwashing liquid, which the directions do not say. Well, a reasonable person in that circumstance should say, if I make it more slippery, that means something could potentially happen to a child who slips too far. In your own testimony, you said when a child is acting so rambunctious like that, an accident is bound to happen. When you invite people to a party, you are saying, I am going to do what's reasonably necessary to keep all of the children safe. And in this instance, you did not. And for that reason, my judgment is for the plaintiff for $1,850. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,850.
There you go.
Well, the mommies are going to hear about this.
Can you just tell me what your problem is with me?
You flirted with my husband at the PTSA
I never
meeting.
even talked to Tim.
You have his number. He showed me the text messages.
Coming up,
You develop a nose for these things. That old nose tells you when somebody's trying to do a number on you. And that's what I think is the situation. I just don't think she liked the building. She didn't like the people. In fact, when she moved in, we had a party for her, and she didn't show up.
Brianna Poole claims her landlord refused to fix the washing machine, so she had no choice but to move. Aaron Moss says the plaintiff was looking for an excuse to break her lease and is countersuing for $2,050.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Poole versus Moss. Ms. Poole, you are suing Mr. Moss for $2,050, which is your unreturned security deposit. You say he owes you even after you broke your lease. And the defendant, you are countersuing Ms. Poole for $2,050 because you claim that she owes you a month's rent. Is that correct?
Right, that's right.
I want to start with the plaintiff. Tell the court what happened during this lease term.
Multiple instances happened, but none were as worse as the washer machine.
How long was the lease term?
The lease term itself was 1 year long.
All right.
But I was there for 4 months.
Okay.
While I had that lease, I would have also a working washer and a dryer. My washer just didn't work anymore, and he refused to replace it. So I wanted to leave.
All right, tell me why you say it didn't work at all. I mean, you couldn't wash?
The motor itself, it went off. I tried calling a repairman, and he told me that the motor was broken.
So you called a repair person out?
I did call a repair
and they
person out.
diagnosed the issue?
Yes.
Do you have any evidence?
I do, Your Honor.
And so, Mr. Moss, were you made aware by Ms. Poole that the washer was not working properly in her unit?
Oh, she came to me, Your Honor, and she was very upset. She said, if you don't fix this, I'm going to move out.
Coming up.
Article 33 notices on the lease agreement. I could come after her for 8 more months of rent on her lease.
We're back with Brianna Poole and her former landlord, Aaron Moss, who are arguing over a security deposit and unpaid rent.
This was my parents' building. For 50 years. They passed away about 15 years ago, and I remodeled the whole place. I bought new washing machines for the building.
So this was a new washing machine?
No, 15 years old, Your Honor, but they did tell me these machines would last 25 years if you really took care of them well. I could come after her for 8 more months of rent on her lease because according to this, Article 33 notices on the lease agreement, she'd have to have this in writing sent to me.
Okay, let me see that evidence. You better go ahead and get your little evidence, Article 33. Let me see. Here you go. So you've got the lease agreement. I see in the lease agreement that notice should be given. I've also reviewed, Ms. Poole, the evidence that you say the repair company came out and gave you where it says that the machine is 15 years old. Mr. Moss just confirmed that in his testimony. And what this repair company says is that the cycle doesn't spin fully because the machine does not agitate like it once did when it was new. The recommendation was to replace the motor, but the part is no longer in production. Did you receive a copy of this repair statement, Mr. Moss?
You know, I did, but I don't really. These people that come, they'll tell you this because they get you to buy a new machine, they get a kickback from the company. I've been a landlord for a long time. You develop a nose for these things. And sometimes that old nose tells you when somebody's trying to do a number on you. And that's what I think is the situation. I just don't think she liked the building. She didn't like the people. In fact, when she moved in, we had a party for her, and she didn't show up.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
You didn't show up to the welcome party, Ms. Poole?
I don't need to show up to anything like that, Your Honor. I work hard every day. I am a night shift nurse. All I do is work. All I do is see people 24/7. Why do I want to come home and have cookie cake and party with other people? I want to go home and I want to sleep.
And wash your clothes?
And wash my clothes.
Nothing's wrong. The washer's fine, dryer's fine. It's working.
So he likes dirty clothes.
I don't understand what's going on.
I understand exactly what's going on. This 15-year-old washer that we're dealing with needs a new motor. And that's it. Do you have another motor? Or could you just replace it with a reasonably cost new washer? That's what you could have done. And most importantly, you could have kept a great tenant.
Right.
I don't think you moved well through your business process, Mr. Moss.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been determined by this court, judgment for the plaintiff for $2,050. Defendant, your claim has been dismissed. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $2,050.
Well, what can you do? Sorry it worked out like this.
I'm happy to have my money back.
It's hurting me financially, but at least we're done with all this mess.
You may now exit the courtroom.
Tracy LaPierre claims a difficult dance mom still owes her the annual tuition payment for her daughter's elite classes. Jane Washington says her daughter was injured after she was encouraged to dance in the rain. Ms. Washington is countersuing for $1,000.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake now presiding.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of LaPierre versus Washington. Ms. LaPierre, you are suing Ms. Washington for $1,440. You say that the defendant failed to pay the annual fee to your dance studio. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, and the defendant, Ms. Washington, you are countersuing Ms. LaPierre for $1,000 for your daughter's medical bills.
Correct.
All right, let's start with the plaintiff. What happened?
Okay, so basically, Jane's daughter, Nellie, is a student at my studio. Your Honor, I am a seasoned professional. I come all the way from Australia and I opened a studio in Los Angeles. I know what I'm doing. I'm successful. I've had a huge career myself. And now I judge national dance competitions. And I decided I'm going to open a studio because I want to nurture and teach young dancers. I'm all about new methods, new ways of teaching, which Jane clearly has had a problem with since she has brought her daughter to my studio 2 years ago. So my problem is her daughter is in my elite team, which is a massive deal. I have very small classes for my elite team because they are talented and I see potential. She's failed to pay the fees for that. This dance season started, I don't even know how long it's been now.
What's your policy? You say she failed to pay the fee. Can you just quit? Can you decide you don't want to? It's an annual fee?
Yes.
All right.
So whenever you enter the elite team, you have to pay, before the season starts, the $1,440 to join the team.
Okay.
So that's a must. You have to do that to be in the team. She failed to do that. My administrator had been away, so she hadn't picked up on that until I checked the paperwork and it came to my attention after the dance season had started. So I sent her a nice letter home with Nellie to say, hey, you might have forgotten to pay these fees. No problem, just please do it. She failed to do it.
So you had let her daughter continue to dance, but your annual fees were past due. Please make sure you get those paid.
Yes.
All right, got it. Continue.
So the second letter I sent home with Nellie yet again, it was only a few days later, and it was saying, you still haven't paid. If you need a payment plan, we can set that up for you, but just let us know because we need these fees paid. It's very important.
Why were you not responding, Ms. Washington?
I didn't even barely have the chance to respond. She was sending letters days apart. I didn't even have that chance.
How did you not have a chance when you were dropping your daughter and picking her up from dance?
I'm not allowed to go in. She doesn't like me to go in because I'm a distraction.
She makes me uncomfortable. She makes her own daughter uncomfortable in the dance studio. Her daughter gets distracted. So I said to her, can you please not come inside the studio and watch?
All parents or just Ms. Washington?
Just Ms. Washington, because she's caused issues before. She doesn't understand my dance teaching. She comes into the studio.
Does it require you to go in to answer the communication about the annual fees? Could you email, text, call?
I probably could have. I was going to talk to her the day the incident happened, and then when the incident happened,
What's the incident?
My daughter was injured while at her studio.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. She was not at my studio. Her dance class had finished for the day. I went into the studio to teach my next class. Her daughter was outside in the rain with another student and a parent, and she fell and injured herself.
Where was she? Standing outside?
She was out in the car park. So technically that is not my property. That's off property. And I was inside working. She should have been there to pick her up. She should have been
in the
there to pick her up.
parking lot?
Yes.
Dancing in the rain.
All right, so your daughter, how old is your daughter?
My daughter's 15.
All right, so she was out dancing in the rain.
Which earlier in the class, that's what she showed them to do. She took them out of the studio and they were out dancing in the rain.
That was to teach them a valuable lesson as a dancer. We did a performance that was coming up in that time, and I thought it might rain when this happened. So I wanted to prep them to be professional and to learn, hey, the floor is going to be slippery, get used to it, so we don't have any accidents. And we didn't. No one fell.
So did you just say, hey, practice in the rain so you can get used to it, or were you teaching techniques that could maybe help them if their foot was slipping?
Yes.
Or what kind of techniques did you teach?
So how to balance themselves properly, to be over their toes or to not, how to use their core when they're doing tricks, because they were flipping and they were doing tricks, which is not easy in the rain, as you can imagine. But we have practiced and practiced and practiced, and they know how to use their core, how to use their balance so they don't fall and slip.
Coming up,
So I actually was watching my daughter Hazel when Jane came bursting in, yelling at the top of her lungs, threatening Tracy that she would never dance again because she was going to get a bat. And so she was threatening bodily harm. And I'm just confused.
We're back with the case of Tracy LaPierre and dance mom Jane Washington, who are arguing over unpaid dance tuition and medical bills.
I'm not sure if that was safe, but at that time, did any of the children get injured while you were...
No, Your Honor.
Were you taking them outside on the dance school's property at that time?
Yes.
All right, so you weren't in the parking lot.
Mm-mm. It was like just in front of my studio, which is still my property. It's not far out into the like parking area.
All right. And so go ahead, Miss Washington. Your daughter got injured because she was out after class, still dancing in the rain?
Yeah, unsupervised.
All right. Well, class was over, right?
Right. I was over, but she was supposed to be staying indoors, but she encouraged them to keep dancing in the rain, so she went outdoors.
I encourage them to practice when they go home, regardless of if it's raining or not.
But
So wait, did you tell them to continue outside practicing in the rain, or did you tell them practice the routine at home? That's two very different things.
It is, Your Honor. Practice the routine when you're home.
All right. So dance class was over. Your daughter's outside, but waiting for a ride?
I was on my way.
She was late?
I was late, but I am not normally late. I am a good mom. I usually come and pick her up on time. Today was one of those crazy days. It was pouring down raining. It's my son's Ian's 9th birthday, and we were having a party, and I had to switch the party because it was unexpected rain and everything was outside.
All right. So you were scrambling.
I was
because
scrambling.
You had a party.
Yes.
So your daughter was outside for a little while longer. What exactly was she doing in the rain? What dance move? Was it part of the routine?
Yes, she was practicing the routine
Did you see
that she
her,
encouraged. No, I got the call while I was on my way to the studio to pick her up that she was injured.
That she was injured?
Yes. And
so your daughter's not here?
No, she is not here.
No affidavit from your daughter?
No.
Okay. So you're now saying that Ms. LaPierre owes the $1,000 in medical bills because you believe she was negligent in not supervising your daughter when she was out dancing in the rain.
Correct. She
All right.
encouraged them to
Do you have
keep
any evidence
practicing.
you brought to court today?
I do. I have medical bills.
May I see it?
Of course.
Thank you.
Ms. LaPierre,
Yes.
so how many months behind was Ms. Washington on her annual fees?
She was 1 month behind.
Just 1 month behind?
Yes.
All right, but you were notifying her consistently because you wanted that paid. Because technically her daughter was not supposed to be
In
performing
class. Yes.
without those
She's actually
fees.
meant to pay
It
the
was not a
whole
month
fee.
behind.
It's not just by week or by month. She's meant to pay the whole $1,440 at the beginning of the season for the whole year. That's meant to be paid. It's in the
All right.
contract as well. I have the contract.
I'd like to see the contract. You also have a witness that I'd like to stand. Please, ma'am, please step up to the podium. You've already been sworn in. State your name for the court.
Yes, Hannah York.
Ms. York, all right, what do you have to offer concerning this situation?
So I actually was watching my daughter Hazel when Jane came bursting in, yelling at the top of her lungs, threatening Tracy that she would never dance again because she was going to get a bat. And so she was threatening bodily harm, and I'm just confused. I was scared. The kids are scared. Tracy thankfully handled the situation very well, but we've had some issues with Jane that I've noticed at the recital from last year because she was very negative, saying very bad things about Tracy's teaching methods, doesn't appreciate it because she's very unorthodox, thinks she can dance better than her, which is quite funny. So anyways, I understand.
So you personally witnessed Ms. Washington come in and threaten Ms. LaPierre during your daughter's dance class?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why were you threatening people? What was this all about, Ms. Washington?
So I had just gotten the call on my way to go pick up my daughter that she was injured, and I show up and my daughter is a mess outside, screaming, crying. She's in so much pain, holding her arm, and I see there's nobody around. There's no one watching her. There's no one from her studio watching them, and Your Honor, I know you're a mother. I lost it. I was so upset because my baby is in pain. So
She can't
I
even do
did.
this in front of 9-year-olds, so threatening
Okay,
to
and
hurt.
if you I were on admit-
time, this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly, that's on you.
I admit, Your Honor, I said some things that I shouldn't have said. In the very moment, it was heated and I was upset. And for that, I apologize. I shouldn't have gone there. But I was just so upset to see my child in pain.
Well, if your child is in pain, that of course, you know, as mothers, we feel what they feel. They're in agony, we feel the agony,
Yes.
I get it. And I'm sure the same is true for fathers as well. What I'm trying to figure out is that if your daughter was outside in the parking lot, not on the dance school's property, and got hurt, why is it that you expected someone from the dance studio to be out there supervising and watching them?
My daughter said that the teacher encouraged them to keep dancing, to practice their moves, and so to me,
But
she set them up to be
daughter's
injured.
not here.
I understand
So
that.
you're telling me what your daughter says, but your daughter's not here.
I do understand that, Your Honor.
You should have brought your daughter as a witness.
She doesn't do well in these kind of settings. She hates direct questions. She will not answer them.
Because you make her nervous as well. That's why you're not allowed in the dance studio.
Coming up.
This is not just about your child. This is also about the safety of all of the children at the dance studio, which, as I listen to this story, I question some of your practices, Ms. Lop.
We're back with the case of Tracy LaPierre and dance mom Jane Washington, who are arguing over unpaid dance tuition and medical bills.
So, listen, this case is unfortunate because a child got hurt, number one. And number two, because this is not just about your child. This is also about the safety of all of the children at the dance studio, which, as I listen to this story, I question some of your practices, Ms. LaPierre. You know, as a former dancer and a person that did a lot of dancing, I'm thinking about what you're doing, and I'm saying to myself, while I understand maybe, hey, you're thinking about cheerleading, which is the kind of dance I used to do. There are a lot of times, if you're cheering a game or you're doing things, that you are going to have to perform in the rain. But what I was hoping to hear you say were, if it's pouring down raining or if conditions are not safe, here's how we will modify the routine to make it safe. Not here's how we're still going to do dangerous moves or moves that could potentially injure a child while it's raining. But I wasn't there. I'm not a part of your studio, and I can't make really that judgment. The judgment I can make is your daughter still dancing there, Ms. Washington?
She is not. As soon as that incident happened, I felt it was unsafe, and I took her out of dance. She was, of course, injured and could not dance for a while.
Do you have in your contract, Ms. LaPierre, if the provision if someone gets injured?
No, it's not there, but it states that it's non-refundable, the fee that you have to pay at the beginning of the year, under no circumstances.
Coming up.
Because you have a wait list, could you then cover that cost by bringing a student?
That's how my daughter came on.
I'm not asking for you to talk.
We're back with the case of Tracy LaPierre and dance mom Jane Washington, who are arguing over unpaid dance tuition and medical bills.
All right, so even with injury, I'm looking for it here, non-refundable, deadline to pay January 5th, paid for the beginning of the year.
Because they're still expected, if they're injured, to still come into class and watch and be a part of the team to learn.
How could I trust that if she was willing to put my daughter into unsafe conditions that she wouldn't do it again?
Well, Ms. Washington, let me say something. The anger that you were feeling and the rage and the fury that you were feeling was in part because you thought maybe somebody should be supervising her. The bottom line is, running in to beat up the dance instructor is never the right thing to do. So, your daughter's no longer a part of the program. Ms. LaPierre, technically, yes. Her daughter started the year, she danced for the first month, she got hurt. Technically, she owes you $1,440. I want to ask you, though, given the fact that her daughter is injured, no longer comfortable, are you willing to abate that yearly price to cover the month her daughter did dance?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Okay, you would like to collect the full $1,440.
Yes.
Because you feel like that is what is owed to you.
Yes, because by bringing her daughter on for that small elite class, I had to turn away many other people. She had to audition to be part of that team, and so I pushed away other students because I saw potential in Nellie, and now all those other students are at other studios and doing
So
their thing.
since it was only 1 month in, could you potentially bring another student because you have a wait list? Could you then cover that cost by bringing a student?
That's how my daughter came on.
I'm not asking for you to talk.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Ms. LaPierre, I'm asking you.
Yes, Your Honor, that is a potential option, yes.
So you could cover that $1,440?
Yes.
All right.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People return.
I'm glad that you came to your senses. Because one thing I can say, Ms. LaPierre, when you're working with children and things happen, you have to show the care and concern, which I haven't really seen today. You being really concerned about what happened to her daughter. You've been concerned about your liability associated with it, but not about the child. I don't like that. And in my opinion, if you're going to run a business like that, you have to not just be concerned about dance, not just be concerned about your business, but be concerned about the children and their welfare. The way you've acted in this courtroom today, I wouldn't want my daughter to dance with you anyway. So you take your $120 for the month she was there, be done with it. Call up somebody from the wait list and hopefully you'll treat them better.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And hold on, Ms. Washington, stop running up in places when your life is in shambles, causing havoc and threatening the safety of other children by causing a scene. All right?
Yes,
Judgment
ma'am.
for the plaintiff for $120 and the counterclaim is dismissed. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $120.
I think that's ridiculous. You owe me the full amount. And I do care about your daughter. You know that.
I don't really feel that you have. No one has. No one's called to check on her.
You should know Tracy loves her students and cares about them
Then why
very
haven't I
much.
received a text message at all asking if she
Because
was
you're
okay?
crazy.
Lancey Robertson claims she hired a photographer for her sister's birthday party, but her sister refuses to share the pictures. Renee Robertson says her older sister made herself the center of attention, so she doesn't deserve any money or the photos.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated. Good day, everyone.
Good day, Your Honor.
This is the case of Robertson versus Robertson. Ms. Robertson, you are suing your sister, Ms. Robertson, for $350 for a portion of the cost of a photographer. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Ms. Robertson, you say the plaintiff hired the photographer as a birthday gift for you.
Exactly, Your Honor.
All right, so I want to start with the plaintiff's sister. Ms. Robertson, take me to the start of this. How did it begin?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Well, you know, when you do a nice thing for somebody, sometimes it comes back in your face. And this is what's happening here. I wanted to do something nice for my sister's 30th birthday. So I purchased a photo shoot package. I purchased it in her name as per the request of the photographer in terms of a gift card. Although we had previously discussed in a luncheon, me and my sister, that I hire the photographer with my money, and she agreed to give me a couple of photos if they come out good, photos of me.
And so, Ms. Robertson, you received that gift?
I did, Your Honor.
As a birthday gift?
I did, and I was super excited, Your Honor.
Did the photographer show up to take the pictures?
He did. He was actually really well known on social media, so that's why I was super excited, because I already knew about this photographer, and I knew he took great quality photos. So once I heard his name, I was so excited.
You were excited?
Very.
So this was a party you were having?
It was. We were actually having a jungle-themed party. I had asked my guests to wear all black, and I was going to wear, I work in a pet store, so I love animals, and I was going to wear this leopard print and, you know, make it all about me.
I love a leopard print.
Thank you. Me too, Your Honor. Smart lady. So this one, she shows up in a white dress looking like Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, she didn't wear the animal thing?
Oh, no, she didn't wear anything. I asked her to wear black. She comes in white. She comes all dressed up. It looked like, if I can show you the photos later, Your Honor, it looks like it's her birthday party. I'm just kind of a background. You know,
What's
she's
the difference in
blocking-
age between the both of you?
She's actually 5 years older than me, and believe me, Your Honor, she always keeps reminding me of it. Always.
Oh, that she's the older sister?
Oh, yeah. I'm
well,
older.
that's
I'm
normal,
this.
right? So you pull rank sometimes, Ms. Robertson?
Well, Your Honor, sometimes my sister needs a little nudge now and then, okay?
Excuse me?
And believe me, I looked great. And the reason I looked great is because I wanted to make her look good. I'm the one that got her the photo shoot. I'm the one that organized the party. She doesn't
So
care
you
about
needed
her
to come in there in the
appearance.
white dress, and you weren't going to wear anything for the theme because that was going to help your sister look good.
Oh yeah, she has to be better than all of us.
Well, Your Honor, actually, I did have a leopard print dress, but it was at the dry cleaners and it was ripped, and the only thing I could find that was clean was this white dress I had in the back of my closet.
So you weren't prepared?
Yes, ma'am.
So the photographer takes the pictures. Your sister was happy with the photographer. What's the problem?
Well, okay, so the photographer says he's going to provide a link with all the photos. He's going to send it to her. She's going to give me the pictures of us and whatnot. And so 2 days pass, 3 days pass. She doesn't send me the link. She doesn't send me any of the photos. I call her. She completely ignores me. Your Honor, I have here text messages, and I tried to get in touch with her.
Let me see that evidence, please, Sean.
And she just refused to send me the pictures. Okay, Your Honor? And,
so when the link comes out, the photographer sends the link to you, Ms. Robertson, right?
He does, and you know what he told me, Your Honor? He said, I own those photos. Me, not her. I own those photos because the package was purchased in my name, not her name, my name. So
all right,
I own the photos.
I just want to go over these text messages from Renee, actually to you, from your sister.
Yes.
Girl, send me the link when you get a chance. Then again, hey girl, have you received a link to view the photos from the party? I can't wait to see them. You say not yet.
Your Honor, when I show you those photos, you will see exactly.
Again, girl, send me the link when you get a chance. So you want to see these pictures?
Yes, Your Honor.
Coming up.
Big sis.
Yes.
Were you directing the photographer to take all the pictures of you?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where am I in my own birthday?
And later.
I asked Maddie to save my spot because I really needed to go to the bathroom. And she told me, yeah, no problem, I'll save it for you. And when I came back, she wasn't there.
We're back with the case of Lancey Robertson, who brought her sister, Renee Robertson, to court over birthday party photos.
Why are you so hell-bent on seeing the pictures when she says she didn't even get them yet?
Well, Your Honor, I'm curious to see how the party turned out. I invested in I spent $700 for the photographer. I'd like to see the pictures.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable answer.
But it was a gift for me, Your Honor. It was not. Have you ever given someone a gift and then taken it back? You just don't do that.
But I mean, was she taking it back, or was she just trying to see?
Oh no, she wants these photos, you know. And as I said, when I looked through the photos, I can show them to you if you'd like at some point, Your Honor.
I'd like to see them.
Yeah. No, you'll see maybe 1 or 2 shots of me. Thank you.
Your Honor,
and
there were
the rest are going to be of her.
What I'm saying is, hold on, Ms. Robertson.
Excuse me.
Hold on.
Yes.
Ms. Robertson's sister, Renee.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why do you think when she says, let me see the pictures, let me see the pictures, like if you go and pay for a photographer and that photographer, and you buy a package for your sister,
sure,
you probably reasonably would want to know how good the pictures turned out.
Sure, but these are photos of me, and you know, as I said, the photographer himself told me that I own the photos, so that's all I can tell her. I own the photos. She does not.
But can't she see them?
No, Your Honor. There's a reason I'm holding on to them.
All right. So I would like to get to the reason why you're holding on to these photos and act like she can't even see what they look like.
For sure, Your Honor, because when I went through the photos, most of them were photos of her. You'll see there's a picture of her blocking me in the face, blocking my hand.
I do see that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's my birthday party.
Now we were just joking around.
Could you imagine how embarrassing that is at your own birthday? See, that's a nice shot of me. I really like that picture, and I was really happy with that. So I hope they were all going to be like that.
That's
drinking a
$1 million
cocktail.
shot. She looks great there.
It's a great shot. Okay, just continue, girl. See, I think you'll see a pattern in a minute.
You really did wear a white Marilyn Monroe dress.
Oh, yeah, literally.
I thought she was exaggerating.
No, how do you look? And then this sums up our relationship. Look at her. Oh, I'm in the limelight. I'm all fancy.
No, she's hugging
and then
me.
I'm like,
we're sisters.
Hugging.
We're having
Okay,
a
well,
good time.
more like wincing
Your
from
Honor,
your.
my sister's
Here we go,
30,
Your Honor.
she's
I'm
not
sorry.
Ms. Robertson.
Excuse me. This is important for
hold
Your
on.
Honor.
Big sis.
Yes.
Were you directing the photographer to take all the pictures of you?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah. Where am I in my own birthday? Where am I? Did anyone see me?
Angelic there.
Thank you. I'm not in the photos, Your Honor. So this is garbage. Well, another one. Where am I? Where am I in this picture?
Your Honor,
It's
this
my
is ridiculous.
birthday.
There are like 400 pictures, and she's only showing you 5 of me.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Is that dress black? No, it's white. I asked
Perfect
for
pictures
black.
of her. She's happy with the pictures of the
for
event.
black. You are in a lot of the pictures. A lot. Now, you are her big sis, so I can understand that pictures of the family are normal, but the pictures seem to show that you were either attempting or subconsciously wanting to outshine your little sis on her big day.
I'm sorry you say that, Your Honor. That's not the case at all. I'm trying to help my sister. I love my sister. I do this whole thing for my sister.
Were you trying to get the pictures for your sister, or did you also want to just have great pictures of you and her? And listen, there's nothing wrong with that, with saying, I want to capture the day and I want the pictures to be great. Whether they're of you or of me, I want good ones. So I'm going to buy you this gift and we're going to get some good shots. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure, I wanted good pictures of everybody, of her, of me, of everybody at the party. I wanted everyone to have good pictures.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only thing that's wrong with this situation is you think you can sue her for the value of a gift you purchased for her. That's basically like you're trying to revoke a gift, and gifts are irrevocable. You gave her the gift.
Your Honor, we agreed beforehand when we went out to
agreed.
dinner that she was going to give me the pictures and show me the pictures, and I'm saying, if she's not going to send me the pictures, then give me half the money back for them.
No, you don't do that.
No, that's not how it works when you give a gift. And you went through several steps, which makes this court believe that that gift was truly a gift and that it was truly given and accepted, right? You put her name on there. She expressed excitement. The photographer actually showed up, did the job. The link was delivered. The entire gift was given and done.
Yeah. I did give it to her. She can own the pictures, but I'd like to see them.
Well, listen, that's not a legal matter for me to decide. This was her day. So, as a big sis, really, in my opinion, you should have been making sure there were excellent pictures of her. The fact that you are all over the pictures means that we all know in here that it was really about you.
It always
And that's good, because it's also about the fact that you are responsible for the money that you paid for the photographer, and she is not. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise. Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Well, I'm just going to have to do a new photo shoot that'll be better. And I'm not organizing your birthday party again.
Well, finally, someone sees the bigger picture.
Coming up,
Since when do you want a magic mixer? You don't even bake. She hasn't even touched an egg in her life, Your Honor.
Amelia Lopez claims she paid full price for a high-end mixer because her friend broke the last one during a Black Friday sale. Madison Harris says the mixer hit the ground during a tug-of-war, so she doesn't owe her a cent.
Good day, everyone. This is the case of Lopez versus Harris. Ms. Lopez, you are suing Ms. Harris for $425, the cost of a Black Friday mixer. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and the defendant, Ms. Harris, you say that the plaintiff started the fight, and that's how the mixer broke.
Yes.
All right, so tell us what happened. Ms. Lopez, you start.
We were going to go on a 45-minute drive to New Brunswick because I wanted really badly a red magical mixer. And she knew how badly I wanted it, and we drove all the way over there because it was the only one left at almost 50% off discount. And when we got there, we were standing for like an hour and 20 minutes. And after that, I had to run to the bathroom. I went to the nearest gas station that was like across the street, and I asked Maddie to save my spot because I really needed to go to the bathroom. And she told me, yeah, no problem, I'll save it for you. And when I came back, she wasn't there. She had already gotten in.
And so did you say to yourself, well, I know what she's here for, let me go get it?
I thought that, yes. So when I was walking around, I ended up in that aisle. I saw that that's where they were, but the only one that was left was blue.
All right, so once you get in the store, what happens?
I went there and I saw her holding a blue one, and I didn't even care about the color back then, because it was the only one left.
Coming up.
I was relieved to see her holding the last one, the very last one, and she goes,
We're back with a dispute between Amelia Lopez and her friend Madison Harris over the cost of a new mixer.
You see her with the blue mixer in your hand. How do you know it wasn't for you?
Because I'm like, oh my God, you saved it for me. Thank you so much. I was relieved to see her holding the last one, the very last one. And she goes, oh no, this is for me. And I'm like, what? Since when do you want a magic mixer? You don't even bake. She hasn't even touched an egg in her life, Your Honor. So like.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted it is because I actually did bake at one point. I stopped because I'm in college.
When you were 5?
But anyways, I wanted to get back into baking.
As you stood there and saw the 50% off, suddenly your love and desire to bake came back.
You know, I saw it and I was like, this is an opportunity to try it again.
So what happens when you finally get up to her and she's holding the mixer and says, no, this is this one I want?
So I just wanted to see it. I was like, okay, let me grab it. And she started like pulling it from me. And I was just trying to hold it. And
so you all got in a tug of war with this mixer. You wanted to hold it.
I mean, it wasn't a tug.
Really, you didn't want to hold it. You trying to get the mixer.
She was trying to steal
the last one.
She was trying to yank it from my hands.
Let me tell you something. I didn't get all dressed up today to hear a whole bunch of lying. Just testify. What's the truth?
Yeah, I wanted it for myself, but I deserved it.
You get fighting over the mixer. What happens?
The security guard comes and because it was on the floor, and she just runs away to my car. So I just said sorry to the security guard. I asked.
Then you ran too?
No. He asked me. He was like, it's okay. You don't need to do anything. He told me.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
The last mixer of the Black Friday deal, and the original price was $650. So I'm asking her to give me half of it back, $300.
What's the other $125 about?
It's for the gas.
Do you have any evidence? Let me see this evidence, because I'm about done listening to this.
Let me just.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, then you send her a text and say, hey, Maddie, I just bought a $650 mixer.
Yeah.
And can you please send me the other $300 plus $125 for gas? Because this is all your fault that I didn't get the mixer on sale. The law really doesn't come into play because you didn't own the mixer. It wasn't yours. So it's nothing for this court to really even think about because you never bought it. It wasn't yours. And the one entity, the store, which had standing to say, they broke my mixer and I want them to pay for it, they let you all both go. So you walked out of there scot-free. Judgment for the defendant. Your case is dismissed. Plaintiff. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
You got away with it.
You ruined a friendship that was
completely
fine.
You're the coward and the greedy little.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna be quiet.
No, it was definitely your fault.
Janelle Williamson claims she was bamboozled when she bought a vintage designer purse that turned out to be fake. Krista Sneed maintains that she doesn't sell knockoffs.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Williamson versus Sneed. Ms. Williamson, you are suing Ms. Sneed for $478.50. You say it's the cost of a bag that you purchased at her boutique that turned out to be fake.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell the court what happened.
So I went to Ms. Sneed's store and I liked a bag. So I looked at this bag, examined the bag, looked at the label, saw the price.
And I was like, oh, this is nice. I feel like it's a steal for the price and the label. So I went on to get the bag, and I was about to leave. And she was like, oh, remember, it's no refunds, no exchanges, no whatever. So I was like, oh, yeah. But then I went on to my house excited about, again, having a steal. And my cousins were like, yeah, darling, this is fake. And then I went on to even go to the store and get it examined. And they said, I'm so sorry, Mom, it's a fake bag. And then I just looked stupid.
So if it was a steal, why did you think it was real?
Because it's a vintage store. So vintage stores, generally, the ones I've been to anyway, sell real bags. But apart from that, it was definitely expensive for a vintage store. But because of the label and the price, I thought, oh, this is a steal.
This is a great value.
Yes, I want to keep it.
You want to get the bag.
Yes.
Okay, and you bought it.
Yes.
All right. So Ms. Sneed, how do you respond to Ms. Williamson's claim? She says she came into your store, she saw a bag, and she thought she was getting a real bag. What do you say to this?
First of all, she never asked me if it was real, so I never stated that it was, but I also never thought I would need to because I don't accept things into the store that are fakes. So it just wouldn't have dawned on me.
Oh, so you don't sell any fakes in your store?
No, we don't sell any fakes because if it has a designer, if it has a designer label, then it is a designer item. We certainly do have other vintage items, say from the 1920s and such, that don't have any label.
Of course.
Right, yeah, but if it says it's a designer, it's a designer.
But you don't sell replicas or copies of vintage bags.
We do not sell fakes.
And so, Ms. Williamson, I'd like to know from you then, how did you come to believe it was the designer bag you thought it was?
So it has the label and it has the monogram logo on the corner. You know how it has the tiny little label in the corners of these designer bags?
So it had the
that as well.
label?
Yes.
So you went into the actual store of the designer?
Yes.
And they basically said, this is not one of ours?
Yes.
Or this, did they make a purse that was just like that?
Yes.
Or was there, so there is a purse
that's similar
at the store, similar or exactly like it? That's a difference.
I thought it looked exactly like it, but when I went into the store and she pulled it up on the computer, she was like, oh yeah, no, this is...
You could see the differences between the real bag and what you had. How did the actual label look?
The label was very similar. The difference was the bag that I got from her was black, and the label that they have was like a gray black, so it wasn't like a black, but her label
Did you
is
bring
black.
the bag with you?
I did, Your
Let
Honor.
me see it, please. Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
And the label's in the inside?
Yes.
It's a smaller bag, so the label is small. So when you go back to Ms. Sneed and go back to the shop, what do you say?
I was like, oh, hi, I would like to return this bag. I realized it's fake. You know, I'm sorry that I found out so late. I should have known when I was in the store, but I realized the bag was fake and I would like my money back.
Okay, so why did you apologize for saying, I'm sorry, I should have known this was a fake in the store?
Oh, because I feel like I should have known, just being me. I should have known that it was a fake bag. And I honestly don't even think she knows it's a fake bag, which is ridiculous.
The only problem with this is, Ms. Sneed, is you're saying to me you believe the bag was real.
Can I tell you why I believe it's real?
Yes.
I believe that vintage, it also means old and of a time, and that bag is not a current of their models that they make now. It's one of their vintage bags. And I don't know who you talked to in the store, but I don't know that the person working in the store was necessarily as knowledgeable as the vendor that I got it from, that I use all of the time, to know that that bag was real or not. So she did say that when she was leaving, I said no refunds, no exchanges, and no returns. That is not how it happened. I have here no refunds, no exchanges, no returns. It's on the register.
Let me see your policy. Sean, will you hand that to me, please?
Thank you.
Here we are.
The Remix Boudoir.
Yeah.
I should have known.
It's a remix.
I should have known.
From the old.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And if you think about what a remix is...
It's the old to the new. It's hip to the now.
Well, it might be hip to the now. It might be fake. We don't know.
I know.
Coming up.
You just said, I'm selling real bags.
Yeah, I believe
that's and that's what you say your store does. You said your store doesn't carry knockoffs.
No.
Which you shouldn't. But you say it doesn't.
It doesn't.
And later.
The plane was about to land. He rushes towards the front, tries to remove his luggage from my overhead compartment, and it fell and hit me on the head.
And knocked you out?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness.
We're back with a dispute between Janelle Williamson and Krista Sneed over the authenticity of a designer purse.
See, You just set yourself up here in this courtroom.
It's okay.
So if it's fake, then you just basically owe her money back.
Yep. With the exception of the policy that she bought a bag and I sold the bag.
No. Because you just said, I'm selling real bags.
Yeah, I believe I am.
And that's what you say your store does. You said your store doesn't carry knockoffs.
No.
Which you shouldn't. But you say it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So what if from this bag, it's obvious to see that the name on the bag is different from what the company says, and it's a fake bag? Then what is your policy?
Okay, if I believed it was obvious to see, or that she even went to a store, or that the store was a store that was versed in vintage bags of that same brand, then I would discuss it with her, but I still have my policy of no refunds, no exchanges, and no returns.
Once she called and said the bag was fake, because this is...
She came to the store.
No. This is the part about stores and customer service. And lucky for you, I've worked retail a long time and also used to own and operate a store. And what good customer service usually dictates is that the customer's always right, unless the customer is being utterly unreasonable, okay? So if a customer buys a vintage bag that now you've testified in open court, you believe is real, and she believed was real, but was a great deal because it was vintage, you both leave out of that transaction thinking she has a real bag.
Yes.
If something happens and she tells you she goes into the retail store and they tell her that is not a real bag, what responsibility do you have then to find out whether the bag you sold her is real or fake?
I did my due diligence when I got the bag from my vendor. We always take any product that does have a label that we get into the store, and we do our comparisons with our vendor and with the people that we use from the designers. I'm sorry, this is just backstory, but my mother has worked in the industry of fashion for a long time, since I was a child, and I have many people that I contact if I have a question about the validity of a product.
Don't tell me about your vendor told you, because they're making too good of fakes right now.
Right.
How do you know this bag is real?
I went through the same step that I go with all of my other items.
Did you ever go back to the place where she says they told her this is not our bag, to the designer? Have you gone?
She didn't tell me where she went.
Okay, have you gone to the designer on your own?
No, I haven't gone to the designer.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. I've heard enough. Okay, so this is the problem. The problem is this: you have a store that warrants that it sells vintage real bags. So a person going in and purchasing, no matter whether it's a great deal or it's not a great deal, you're thinking, I'm getting a vintage real bag. Now, the label on this bag is such that it is so substantially similar to the label of the true designer bag that maybe the person could not recognize it. That's what fake bags are all about.
Or it's a real
But
bag.
the point is, Miss Sneed, I love when people want to go tit for tat with me in courtroom, but you ain't going tit for tat with your quality control and making sure that the bags you're getting in are what you are warranting that you're selling. And that's the problem here. And all I needed to hear from you, truly in this testimony, is that you did some very real due diligence to be able to uphold your company's standards, that it's a real bag, to say, and I went to this company. I went there myself because I wanted to find out whether or not the bag is real or fake. That's when I can understand that maybe your supplier got something past you.
I believe she is lying and did not go to the company. That is my point.
Right, but did you go to the company
I did
yourself
not, because
and
I thought it
figure
was right.
out? No, that's the whole point.
Okay.
You are not operating your business well. Now, the problem is this. I'm in here, and I have to figure out whether she gets all her money back or whether she doesn't, because you just haven't done your job. So at the end of the day, I'm going to award the plaintiff the $470. Please don't do all that. That's too much. Now you're going to get on my nerves and change the money I'm about to give you. This should challenge you to do due diligence on every single product you bring in the store. The reason why I know this is because my nephew actually works for a sneaker company that specializes in the resale of sneakers. They have an entire division. They're called authenticators. That's what they do. They authenticate a certain product. You need to invest in that. so that you are not warranting to customers you have real things and you don't. Judgment for the plaintiff for $478.50. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $478.50.
You told me you had a date that night and that you were going to use that bag that night. And what I think is you used it and wanted to return it so you could get your money back.
Are you
I couldn't
serious?
tell her
Do
that
I
and she
look like
wouldn't
the
let me
type of
speak.
person that would do that?
I don't look at looks. You do. You're the bag
You don't look at
aficionado.
looks because that's why you're selling a fake bag.
Right, darling.
Obviously, darling.
Which you would know because
You may now exit the courtroom.
Uh-huh.
Coming up,
What happens?
He rushes towards the front, tries to remove his luggage from my overhead compartment, and it fell and hit me on the head.
And knocked you out?
Yes, ma'am.
Ryan Brown claims an impatient passenger on his flight is responsible for his concussion. Gregory Landis says the accident happened because he was rushing to get to a funeral.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Brown versus Landis. Mr. Brown, you are suing Mr. Landis for $3,700. It says it's for the cost of medical bills you suffered from a concussion when you were hit in the head by Mr. Landis's suitcase on a flight.
Yes,
Explain to the
that's
court
right.
what happened.
Yes, ma'am. I was on a flight to a very important conference for my company, and we were just about to land, and the defendant, he rushes his way up the aisle, and, nobody was even supposed to be up.
So let me be clear. Was the plane still in the air, or you had landed and it was sitting, but you weren't at the gate?
We were already landed. The plane was taxiing to on the runway.
And all of a sudden you hear someone barreling up, or the cabinet above your head is open. What happens?
He rushes towards the front, tries to remove his luggage from my overhead compartment, and it fell and hit me on the head.
Oh, when he pulled his luggage out, it fell on you
Yes, ma'am.
and knocked you out?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. So, Mr. Landis, how do you respond to this?
Your Honor, it was an accident, but I was in a hurry because the flight had been delayed. I was on my way to my cousin's funeral. I needed to make that. I had placed it pretty securely. I had made sure there was room for it, and there was room for it to lay on its side, but it was a bumpy flight, so it had shifted sort of on its side.
So it was on its side this way, and then when you opened it, it hit him.
I saw it kind of start to fall, so I kind of hesitated in grabbing it, and the wheel on the bag got caught.
Coming up,
I saw Mr. Landis come up the aisle, and I asked him multiple times to please sit down. He did not listen. I saw his bag fall. That is when I got up and ran to Mr. Brown's side.
we're back with the case of Ryan Brown, who blames fellow airline passenger Gregory Landis for his head injury.
Bottom line, you dropped it, and you're admitting you did.
Yes, but
and
it
it
was...
fell on his head.
Yes, but it was in no way on purpose or any way that I could predict how that was going to happen.
I'd like to hear from your witness, Mr. Brown. Will you stand, ma'am? State your name for the court.
My name is Maria Costin, and I was the flight attendant on the flight between Mr. Landis and Mr. Brown.
Thank you for being here, Ms. Costin. I'd like to understand from your perspective what happened when the flight landed.
His bag was technically a carry-on, but it was a little stuffed. But when I saw him put his bag up, it technically did fit. So when we landed and touched down, we were still taxiing to the gate. The seatbelt sign was still on, and I saw Mr. Landis come up the aisle, and I asked him multiple times to please sit down. We need to stay in our seats. He did not listen. So finally, once he had opened the overhead bin space and I saw his bag fall, that is when I got up and ran to Mr. Brown's side.
So you saw him open it and his bag just fall out. He was not trying to get it out and dropped it.
He kind of grabbed it, reassessed, and then dropped it.
Okay. So where were you? Were you in the back of the plane seated where you could see all of this?
Actually, I was in the front of the plane facing the passengers because everyone was seated at the time.
Including the attendants?
Correct.
And this was not a time that he should even be walking?
Correct. Everybody was supposed to be seated, and the seatbelt sign was still on.
All right.
Your Honor, let it be known, please, that the plane was stopped for a good minute before I decided to get up. I thought it was at the gate already, but...
Right.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Mr. Landis, there is never a time that a passenger can just unilaterally decide I'm going to remove myself from my seat and run up the aisle. And this is probably the exact reasons why airlines want to be at a complete stop at a gate before the overhead bins are open for the cases just like this, that someone could be injured. Now, I am not hearing right now any way that the flight attendants and the airlines were negligent, but that is going to be something for the court to decide, Mr. Brown, when you move on with that portion of your litigation.
Yes, ma'am.
But in this court here today, Mr. Landis, I have found you to be liable for the $3,700 in damages that Mr. Brown suffered because you did not follow the rules that are put in place to keep you and other passengers safe. With that said, judgment for the plaintiff for $3,700. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,700. Ashley Mansfield claims she was wrongly evicted after her landlord ignored her complaints. Daniel Foster claims he followed the law before giving Ms. Mansfield notice to vacate.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you so much, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Mansfield versus Foster. Ms. Mansfield, you are suing Mr. Foster for $4,500 for wrongful eviction.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Please
Judge.
explain to the court what happened.
Well, I moved into the apartment 4 years ago. I did a lease, and then it turned into month to month.
Okay, so 4 years.
Yes, 4 years. And I was paying $1,500 a month. Now, what had happened, he wrongfully evicted me because he told me that he handed me a paper and he said, this is an eviction for being, this is for being a nuisance and harassing me. And the eviction notice was because I was asking for repairs. And he wouldn't do anything to help with the safety of the unit.
Thank you so much. Mr. Foster, I'd like to hear from you.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Did you evict Ms. Mansfield because she consistently asked for certain situations to be remedied on the property?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, what is your response to her testimony?
I really do care about my tenants, and I've tried to be accommodating to her. She calls me 100 times a day. I have a phone log here I'd like to submit.
I'd like to see that, sir.
Please. Honestly, Your Honor, I can't run a business when someone is calling me 24 hours a day. She calls me about a stoppage of a sink or a tub. We do our very, very best to accommodate our tenants as quickly as possible, but I can't be there in 15 minutes. It's just unreasonable.
This is almost 20 calls in a span of 2 weeks.
Your Honor, he was not answering the calls. The tub was stopped up. The drainage, it would not go out. But he finally did call me once, and he told me that I needed to take a bath in the kitchen sink. And I thought that was very rude.
The kitchen sink?
A kitchen sink, Your Honor.
Did you say that, Mr. Foster?
I might have made a comment out of frustration, Your Honor. I do have a number of things that we have done for the apartment.
I'd like to see that.
That's not
what have you done for the unit?
Okay, first of all, she wanted new lighting. We did that. Okay? She wanted
because the lighting wasn't working. You had to do it. We had to have light.
What I'd like to hear from you is, did you put any of your concerns in writing?
Yes, I sent him several emails. And I told him, I said, I need these items repaired. I need the bathtub repaired. I had standing water. Eventually, I did have to take a bucket and take the water out. My garbage disposal wasn't working. My ceiling fan wasn't working. He wasn't repairing anything.
Mr. Foster, what else did you do?
It's just remarkable, Your Honor. I have 50 tenants, and I probably spend 75% of my time just with Miss Mansfield.
No,
I have a tenant actually
that's
come here today that is part of our building. Maybe it's an opportunity for him to share.
I'll hear from your witness now. Please stand, sir. State your name for the court.
My name is Mark Penske, Your Honor.
Mr. Penske, what would you like to offer to the court in terms of your experience living in this building?
I have been living in this unit for a little over a year now, and in that time I haven't had any issues with Mr. Foster regarding maintenance or taking care of my space.
And so when you see a former tenant like Ms. Mansfield, who has struggled to get repairs done, this is what she testifies to, and ultimately was asked to leave, what is your opinion about how her experience differs from yours?
Well, Ms. Mansfield definitely made her opinions known to the other tenants. I heard about it several times myself. I would be shocked if nobody came to take care of any of the issues since I've been.
How much do you pay a month?
I pay
in rent?
$29.95 a month.
Okay.
Coming up.
I can tell that you really wanted to move on from this tenant because you never planned to satisfy any of her demands, because you really wanted that unit back, because for a 2-bedroom, you probably could get $39.95 for that.
And later.
I am deathly afraid to even walk out on a dock.
So you did not see it as it happened?
No.
So how can you tell this court that it was the boot?
The dock is solid.
It needs repair, Carl.
We're back with a dispute between Ashley Mansfield and Daniel Foster over a wrongful eviction.
Your Honor, I have a list of competitive complexes and their pricing.
I'd like to see that. So the bottom line is, Ms. Mansfield was paying $1,500 a month. Your new tenants are paying $29.95. How many bedrooms was in your unit?
2.
And how many are in yours, Mr. Pinsky?
Just one.
So you getting a 2-bedroom for $1,500 a month, and you paying $29.95 for a 1-bedroom.
But his was renovated, and he got a smart fridge.
Do you feel like he was giving preferential treatment to the new tenants?
Definitely.
Who are moving in with the higher rents and the renovated
Definitely.
units? So
Definitely.
basically kind of trying to smoke you out. Like
that's exactly.
So
Your
you'd
Honor.
move. What else was going on, Ms. Mansfield?
Another safety issue that I was very concerned about. He said 50 units. He was renovating a lot of units. And one of the units above me, they did so much renovation that my bedroom ceiling was coming down. That was another call.
I think what Ms. Mansfield
And more
might
than
mean
one
is
call.
not her ceiling was coming down, but sometimes when there's a lot of hard knocking or hammering, right, you might get some dust from the plaster of the ceiling
Right,
above.
but listen, out of concern for that tenant that lives underneath the apartment that is being refurbished or renovated, does your team come down and knock on the door and say, hi, I know we're doing a lot in here, just want to make sure everything's okay?
We try to, Your Honor. I know that is our policy, and we also have things posted in the lobby notifying the tenants that there is some construction going on.
But when she called about that, since you don't answer her calls, you didn't hear about that either. So it went unanswered.
I'd have to check my records, Your Honor, but it's possible. We are making a number of different changes in the building.
Okay, and what else, Ms.
The
Mansfield?
most stressful was the fact that my refrigerator kept going in and out. And I just heard that he got a retro refrigerator. But I called to complain about that. No calls. And, Your Honor, I had food that spoiled. I did take ice, and I made a make-do ice chest. But that I shouldn't have to do that. And I had food spoiled. I told Daniel, I said, look, can you help me can you come get me a new refrigerator, get me a used refrigerator? Have somebody come fix the refrigerator. Again, he said I was being a nuisance. That was my new name. I thought my name wasn't Mansfield anymore. I thought it was a nuisance.
All right. And so how much notice did you give Mr. Foster when you decided that you were ready to end the tenancy of Ms. Mansfield? How much notice did you give her?
We had notified her for initial one. She tore it up. And then 30 days later, we gave her a 30-day notice. So it was like a total of 60 days, but she tore up the first one.
You gave her one at 60 days. You say she tore it up. You tore it up out of frustration, Ms. Mansfield?
He gave me one 30 days. He said it was a nuisance violation.
30 days later, we gave it.
He said it was a nuisance violation. I didn't know it was an eviction. He said this is a nuisance violation.
Okay. The truth is that when you are on a month-to-month tenancy, a landlord really doesn't have to have cause to evict you. At the same time, Mr. Foster, I can tell that you really wanted to move on from this tenant because you never planned to satisfy any of her demands, because you really wanted that unit back, because for a 2-bedroom, you probably could get $39.95 for that. And I see what's happening here. His building, he could tell, had the opportunity to make a lot more money. And let me say this. I do serve as judge of this courtroom, but I am a businesswoman, Mr. Foster, and I have owned real estate, and I do understand that when you're making your living owning real estate, sometimes refurbishing that real estate is in your best interest. But when you do that, you cannot neglect the tenants who are still living in your original units,
Yes, Your Honor.
even if they're on month-to-month tenancies. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So a bathtub that's all clogged up and she can't bathe, you jokingly telling her, well, take a bath in the sink. I don't care if it's out of frustration or what. Your immediate concern is what is required, because having livable conditions in your units, that's what's lawful.
Unfortunately,
I don't need to hear anything else. I don't need another excuse, because you already admitted that this was happening. A refrigerator going on and on. She's losing food, putting things on ice. That's unacceptable. And then a ceiling who feels like it's falling in, plaster falling down in her bedroom, which is where she sleeps, potentially on her head. That's unacceptable and unsafe. And as old as you say this unit is, I mean, there's also lead-based paint issues. So I've heard enough. It is the determination of this court that although you were able by law to terminate the tenancy because it was a month-to-month and you gave proper notice, Ms. Mansfield, you deserve to have sound living conditions while you were there for the final 2 months you were there. You paid $1,500 for each one of those months in rent. Therefore, it has been determined by this court, judgment for the plaintiff for $3,000. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,000.
You know I should have gotten the $4,500.
You'll get your money. You're never satisfied, so I hope when you find your new place.
I found a new place and I bought it.
Coming up.
Apparently I tripped. I broke my ankle in 3 places. I thought I was going to go in the water. The dock was, it's not stable.
My assertion is that she was careless and reckless, and that she wore this.
I tripped over it, Carl.
Susan Alvarez claims she broke her ankle while taking a walk on her neighbor's neglected dock. Carl Wallace claims it was the plaintiff's inappropriate boots that caused her to fall.
This is the case of Alvarez versus Wallace. Ms. Alvarez, you're suing Mr. Wallace for about $3,200 for personal injury sustained after you attended a barbecue in his backyard and fell on his dock. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened.
Carl had a barbecue, and he invited family and friends over and to go out to the dock to see the sunset, you know, have drinks and things like that. And I'm deathly afraid of the water. But as I was walking out there, apparently I tripped, and I broke my ankle in 3 places. I thought I was going to go in the water. The dock was, it's not stable.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Mr. Wallace, what is your assertion?
My assertion is that she was careless and reckless, and that she wore this out onto the dock.
I can wear anything that I want.
I'm not claiming about style. I'm claiming about safety and what you would do on a dock.
Hold on one second, Mr. Wallace. You holding up a boot. Is this Ms. Alvarez's boot or a boot like she had on?
This is the boot that broke the panels on the dock.
You're saying that boot broke the panel on your dock?
Yes.
And I say no. I have proof of this dock that I tripped on.
Let me see this proof. Sean, hand me her evidence. So what is this a picture of? Or
This
what
is the dock. This is where I fell. I fell over that.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Coming up.
Did you see this as it happened?
No.
So you did not see it as it happened?
No.
So how can you tell this court that it was the boot?
We're back with neighbors Susan Alvarez and Carl Wallace, who are blaming each other for an ankle injury.
Mr. Wallace, were you there?
I was there, but I was not on the dock at the time.
Where were you?
Well, I was back with the rest of the group. I saw her.
Did you see this as it happened?
No.
So you did not see it as it happened?
No.
So how can you tell this court that it was the boot that caused the damage to the dock?
Because that picture is after the fact. I'm telling you, the dock is solid.
Do you have evidence of the bills, the damages you
I
sustained
certainly
from
do,
falling,
Your Honor.
Ms. Alvarez? So
Yes, I do.
after you fell, everybody ran out there. Is this all your evidence? Is this all you brought to court
that's
today?
All I have.
So everybody ran out to the dock to see if you were okay, right?
Yes.
Including you, Mr. Wallace.
Yes. Yes.
Was your boot on or off?
It was still on.
The boot was still on?
Yes.
Okay.
The paramedics came and took it off.
All right. And then that's when you realized you had sustained injuries, and ultimately you were told that your ankle was fractured or broken in 3 places?
Yes, and I do
And
need
these
a-
damages total, you had to have a surgery, consultations, physical therapy, crutches, an ankle boot for $3,210. All right. So, Mr. Wallace, I would like to hear from you.
Well, again, this is the line in the sand. This is not going to cross the Rubicon. That is after the fact. That is after she fell over it.
Right. And what I see in this court's opinion is that you've got a lot of space in between each board of your dock, even before the damage.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Now, I believe what you're saying is possible. The problem is as the owner of that property, you owe her, as an invitee, someone you invited to come to this barbecue, a duty of care. And if she did not have on the appropriate shoes to walk on your dock, you should have told her you cannot walk on the dock in those shoes.
Well, I didn't exactly examine everyone that came.
And that's where you went wrong. When you invite someone your home, you have to look at what reasonable thing could occur. And tripping on a dock with boards that wide is something that could reasonably happen. And it is for that reason, it is this court's opinion that you do owe the plaintiff for the cost of her medical injuries, because her injuries were sustained on your property at a time when she was invited there. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,210.
Thank you,
Court
Your
is adjourned.
Thank you,
All
Your Honor.
rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,210.
Give me my boot.
Yeah, take your goddamn boot.
Well, you know what? You should get that dock fixed.
You may exit the courtroom now.
Ladies first.
Thank you.
Tiffany Stevenson claims her ex-boyfriend donated her belongings to get back at her after he cheated and they broke up. Kemp Kettle claims the plaintiff disappeared for a week, so he packed up her stuff.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good day, everyone. All right, so this is the case of Stevenson versus Kettle. Ms. Stevenson, you are suing Mr. Kettle for $700, the value of clothes you say he gave to the Goodwill unauthorized. Explain.
So, Your Honor, I never believed that I would be here or doing anything like this. So I was living in Atlanta, and I met this man, and I stopped my entire life for him, and I moved here to be with him and everything. And 2 years in, he cheated on me, and I gave him a second chance. I allowed him to be a better man, to stop what he was doing, to devote himself to our family, to us, and everything was fine for a while. And then the day after our 3rd year anniversary, a girl was banging in the front door saying that she was sleeping with him. They had been dating for 3 months, and I was done. I can't be with somebody like this. So I left the apartment. I couldn't see him. I couldn't be near him. His sister lives nearby. We're like best friends. And I stayed with her. And I finally called him and I said, look, we're done. I cannot be in this relationship anymore. You disrespect me all the time. You cheat on me. I left my entire life for him. I came here without knowing anybody or anything, and I came here for him, and he kept on doing those things.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
Pause.
Sorry.
Mr. Kettle?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you take issue with anything Ms. Stevenson has said thus far?
Most of what she said I take issue with, yes, Your Honor.
Most of it?
Most of it, yes.
So you weren't in a relationship and then you cheated?
No, I was in a relationship with her, a very toxic relationship, and she did move in with me to California, and that's when her entire demeanor changed. She used to be very kind and sweet and encouraging to me when we were texting long distance and when I met her at the bar in Atlanta. When she moved in with me, all of a sudden she became very demanding, very demeaning. So I admit that I made some mistakes in this relationship. I should have, rather than find emotional and mental well-being in someone else, I should have found the courage to end the relationship beforehand.
Okay, didn't I just say, do you agree with what she said? And you said no, and then you just sat up here and just recited exactly pretty much what she said. You were in a relationship, it started going kind of bad, and you cheated.
I was not in a relationship that went bad. I was in a toxic relationship. I did not.
Toxic relationships are bad. So take me to the part where you leave and somehow he does something with your clothes. He takes them to the Goodwill?
So, no, he donated. I don't know what happened. He donated. That's what he said. I'm not sure exactly how it happened. That's what he said. So what happened is, after I was at his sister's house, where, we're best friends, I was staying with her, and she was like, I don't know how he got a woman like you, and I don't know why
that is
you
not what she
take
says to
this,
me when she has conversations with me.
He's very spoiled, and he's always been like this. So I was so broken. Because twice now he had cheated, twice. I went to his sister. After 2-3 days, I called him and I said, we're done. I cannot be in a relationship with you anymore. This is really toxic. This is not good for me. I need some time off.
What did he say when you told him you can't be in the relationship anymore?
He begged me to stay. He was like, please.
That's not true. I did not beg you to stay.
He begged me. I wish his sister was here. She couldn't come here. I tried to get her here. She couldn't come here. His sister saw. He was begging me, begging me to stay.
That is
you
not
elevate
true.
my life. You make me better. You make me a better man. I want you to be a better man. And he brings the worst in me. He brings the worst in me. Your Honor, I try really hard to make it work, to do everything, but he cheats on me. I have a text message, Your Honor. You can
Let
see
me
that.
see the evidence,
Please,
Sean.
please see. He called me promiscuous. Me. I never looked to anybody. I never did anything. I never gave him a reason for him to call me that.
So these are text messages from Mr. Kettle to you?
Yeah, between us.
Hey, I can't unlock the door. Can you open it? I'm not home.
I gave him, when I called him, we decided, look, I'm going to look for a place to live. But it's California and it's hard, so give me a little time to find.
You said I need to come shower and change my clothes.
Exactly. I paid for 1 month to stay, and I said, we're not going to be in a relationship. We're going to be not roommates, but we're going to live together until I find a place. And he said,
this is
okay.
After you left with the sister? You came back?
Yes.
Coming up.
Finally, when I could get in, he was standing there, and then he was like, you have 20 minutes, go. And I'm trying to get my stuff, and when I look, almost everything that I had was in trash bags, all piled up in the corner.
We're back with exes Tiffany Stevenson and Kemp Kettle, who are in court fighting over lost belongings.
Mr. Kettle, so you told her you have some nerve.
Yes, this is...
I haven't heard from you in a week, and now you want to move quick since you're back? I was worried about you.
These
so
text
you were
messages,
worried when she disappeared?
Yes, these text messages are actually from after we had already broken up and established that she was going to stay in the apartment until she found a place. Then she went to a bar with my sister and disappeared for a week. I texted her. I called her.
It was 4 days. Your Honor, I can explain what happened. It was 4 days. So what happened is this. After I talked with him, I was crying. I was kind of like in a depressive mode. His sister said, like, let's cheer you up, let's put music, let's go out. And I was like, okay, let's go out. We went out. I was in the bar and I met this guy called John. And I don't know if you ever met somebody that you feel like you live another life with that person because it's so like common and it's so safe and it's so nice. And we kept talking, me, him, and Tia. The three of us were talking, having all the stuff.
All right.
So he invited me to spend a few days in Tahoe. I have never.
On the night you met him?
On the night I met him. I came back and I went to my apartment where I pay rent for 1 month. I put the key in, the key wouldn't work. The key wouldn't work. And I tried many times. I text him, I'm trying to get home. I need to go change. I need to get my stuff. He's not answering. He's ignoring me. Then he was like, yeah, I changed the key lock. I did all the stuff. I couldn't get into my own apartment.
That you paid rent for?
I paid rent for.
Was your name on the lease?
No, because what happened is he lives in a place that is rent control. And when we came in, I came in after I went to his apartment. If you put me on the lease, the rent goes higher and then changes everything. So he was like, let's keep you without the lease so the rent is lower because it's a rent control thing. And I was like, oh, okay. I want the best for us. So if we can save money, let's do it. I couldn't get in.
And then what happened?
I texted him, nothing from him. I went to his sister.
That's not true. I texted you right back.
No, you text me later.
I'll give you a chance to respond, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I went to his sister, and I'm trying. For 48 hours, I couldn't get into the apartment. Finally, when I could get in, he was standing there, and then he was like, you have 20 minutes, go. And I was like, okay, and I was already like, it was such a weird situation because it's been 3 years, and I'm trying to get my stuff, and when I look, almost everything that I had was in trash bags, all piled up in the corner. And he was like, you can't just get and go. And
Did you have her things in a trash bag, Mr. Kettle?
No, Your Honor. I had her things in a series of duffel bags that I had set neatly by the front door in the hallway. What had actually happened was she left for Tahoe for about a week. I did not know what was going on with her. I texted her several times because our agreement was that she would stay in the apartment until she found a place of her own. That was the agreement. So I'm not hearing anything from her for a week. I make a group chat with her and my sister. I'm saying, you know, if you don't hear back from Tiff in a day or so, I'm going to file a missing persons report because I don't know what's going on with her.
You're genuinely worried?
I'm genuinely worried.
Do you have any evidence you brought today?
I do, yes, Your Honor. I have
see
these
it?
text messages, chains.
And these text messages are presented to the court to show what?
To show that I did text her several times while she was gone. She did not respond to any of those text messages.
Your Honor, Tiff, are you okay? Why aren't you answering my calls? It's been 3 days. Where are you? Just let me know you're okay. Text me or Tia if you're okay. It's been a week. This is crazy. Please respond. I'm worried about you.
Your Honor, may I answer, please?
No. Hey, Tia, if I don't hear from you, Tiffany, I'm going to file a missing persons report. It's been 2 days. Hey, bro, Tiffany just texted me. She says she's okay and we'll be home later. Can you tell her to answer my text? I'm worried about her. She said, don't worry, she's home soon. So the bottom line is you were blowing her up because you thought something had happened to her when she disappeared for a week.
I did.
Did you change the locks on the door?
I did, Your Honor. I did change the locks.
Did you change the locks? You're so worried about her. This is where she lives and her things are, but you changed the locks.
I was worried about her, and then I got that message from my sister Tia that said she's fine. But so I'm assuming that, okay, well, she's fine. She hasn't responded to me. She hasn't communicated to me. So I'm assuming she's not coming back. She has gone off for a few days before and not communicated. So I'm assuming she's not.
Mr. Kettle, I wasn't born yesterday. You were not assuming that she was never coming back. All her things were there. You were assuming that she was with another man and you were furious about it, so you changed the lock so she couldn't get in the house.
That is not true, Your Honor. I was assuming that she had found another place, like we had discussed.
So she found another place and was never going to have to be able to get into that place to get her things?
I welcomed her to get back to get her things.
So take me to that part. Okay. When did you say you can come get your things? Because I already see what's happening. I mean, this is obvious. This is obvious. This is classic breakup. You getting back at him. Then, of course, you know, y'all men can dish it out. You can't take it. So then once she went off, then you got mad and changed the locks. And then once she changed the lock, she couldn't get back in.
Coming up.
Were you paying money, though, out of your own pocket for the rent, or were you giving it directly to him?
To him.
Okay. Did you bring any proof of that?
No, it was $935 like every month. I was
Went to worse.
I know.
Okay. Terrible.
It's like, why would I write anything? This is the man of my life. This is like my future husband.
We're back with exes Tiffany Stevenson and Kemp Kettle, who are in court fighting over lost belongings.
So how much time did you give her to get in, to get her stuff, or did you give her any time? This is too classic for me.
I did give her time to get her stuff. What she is referring to, those 48 hours, I was away on a work trip. And so I said, I will be back in 2 days, and then you can come in and get all your things.
When did you let her in the house?
I let her in the house when I got back from my trip, 2 days later.
Why would he change the lock, knowing that I live there?
We know why he changed the lock, Ms. Stevenson. We already understand that. The problem is you're not on the lease. I hate to break this to you.
I know.
So moving on, were you paying money, though, out of your own pocket for the rent, or were you giving it directly to him?
To him.
Okay. In cash or
In cash.
by?
Cash.
Even worse. Did you bring any proof of that?
No, it was $935 like every month. I was
went to worse.
I know.
Okay. Terrible.
It's like, why would I write anything? This is the man of my life. This is like my future husband.
Well,
like,
why wouldn't you pay with a
naive
check?
then.
You've got all of these online transfers. You've got Venmo. You've got Zelle. You've got
He said
Cash
it was
App.
easier this
You've got
way.
this.
That is not true.
was
I
easy-
never
he
said
said
that.
this
That
is
was
easier.
her idea. She wanted to pay
So
with
was
cash.
she paying part of the rent?
She did pay part of the rent, yes, for
All
that
right,
month.
so you changed the locks even though you knew you had someone, a tenant, a person, paying part of the rent. You were wrong for that. When you get to the point where you go get your things, why don't you get it?
Because I went in, I got some of our stuff, okay, that he had packed like a crazy man in a plastic bag, a trash bag, and I got it. After 2 weeks, I got found in my apartment, and I'm taking everything out. There was a whole bunch of things missing, things that he knew that I love. He knew that I cherished them.
Coming up,
I said you have about 30 minutes.
No,
you
20,
grab your
20.
stuff, and that is not true.
20 minutes.
Would you let me talk since I sat here quietly and let you talk?
we're back with exes Tiffany Stevenson and Kemp Kettle, who are in court fighting over lost belongings.
Did you reach out to him and say some of my things are missing?
Yes, you have right there, Your Honor, on the second one, the text message that I have. It's written right there. I texted him. I said, some of my things are missing. Can you please get to me and
I'm
get some of the
unpacking.
things?
Some of my things are missing. I told you I was cleaning. I gave you a chance to pick up whatever you left, but you were ignoring my calls. Really? You're mad? He said, I told you to get them, but you didn't. That's not my fault or my problem now. You need to pay for my clothes. Mr. Kettle, how long did you give her to get her things?
She came to the house. I said, you have about 30 minutes.
No,
you
20,
grab your
20.
stuff, and that is not true.
20 minutes.
Would you let me talk since I sat here quietly and let you talk?
He did.
I'm sorry.
You had an opportunity to go and look through that house up and down to see if your things were in there, but you did not do your due diligence and look everywhere because you were upset and angry and probably acting like you are right now. So you snatched the things up, but then waited 2 weeks to see what was inside, then realized some things were missing. Then you called him back and said there are things missing, and then you said it's not my problem because I already gave you chance to look all through the house. Is that right?
At that point, Your Honor, yes. I had already given that
All I
bag.
want to hear is that.
Not fully,
I had
because
already-
he said he packed everything,
Hold
all
on.
my stuff.
So, Mr. Kettle, at that point, did you look through the house anymore for anything that you felt like she said was missing?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you see anything?
I did not, Your Honor.
Did you take any of her things to the Goodwill?
I took a bag that we'd already agreed was donation to the Goodwill. I did not look inside of it. The last that I checked when we decided what was going to the Goodwill, her Jordans were not in there, her jeans were not in there, whatever else she's claiming was
You
not
dropped
in
one
there.
bag off at the Goodwill.
I dropped one bag off at the Goodwill, Your Honor.
And you are testifying today that you did not destroy any of her other things.
Absolutely, Your Honor. That is what I'm testifying.
All right. I've heard enough. Whew. Y'all have worn me out today.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Let me tell you something, woman to woman. And I'm just going to give you this little piece of advice. It's called I drop a dime and you pick it up if you want it. Do not ever give up a place where you live for a relationship that you do not know is going to make it or not. When you move across the country for somebody, right, and don't have your name on a lease and can easily lose access to a place, whether it's right or wrong, you should protect yourself as a woman. Do you understand me?
I do.
And look out for yourself. because there comes a time where just playing the victim is no longer going to work for
But
you.
Your Honor,
I'm done taking testimony. I've heard it. You've repeated the same story 5 times. And the only thing you haven't told me in the last 25 minutes is that when he gave me time, I searched that whole entire house up and down for my things. Court is adjourned, judgment for the defendant.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I told you that the truth would come out and the truth would set us free. You know what? You were always doing all this behind my back, and you were telling me that I could talk and say my truth as much as possible. No one would believe me. But they did believe me.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.